paradise, except we're up here in Michigan. I don't like Michigan. I apologize, guys, I just don't like it. Not my cup of tea. Not much here. Women aren't pretty. Anyways, why am I bitching? So, right now I'm uploading my previous video from yesterday, and I'm finally getting time to do it right now. I just stopped, got some coffee. So, of course, if you hear me, if you're like driving and you're listening to me, definitely understand that when I'm taking breaks, it's not because I don't have something to say in that moment. It's because I'm taking a sip of coffee. Or I'm driving, you know, and I gotta pay attention more to the road. But I don't make videos, you know, be in rush hour traffic and make a video. I do it at the best possible time throughout my day, when usually I don't have something fresh in my mind. So what comes out of my mind is a gradual, let's get into something. And I'm still trying to figure out what I want to talk about now. But I do want to talk about something. And let's try my truck driving plan. I think it's about time I told you guys my plan. So, I've made a video in the past talking about why I wanted a loan. Now I'm bypassing the whole loan. I don't want to be in debt whatsoever. I don't want payments. I don't want a truck note. I don't want overhead costs. I want to pay everything up front. This is not what truck drivers are doing. Truck drivers are quick to, I want to be an owner-operator. Well, you're going to fail, you motherfucker. And I laugh, because guess what? Only the strong and smart survive. You idiots that break down and sign on to companies, but you still pay the overhead and everything, you're an idiot. You're an idiot. Could you potentially make more money? Sure. But you have a lot more risk. Why don't you do what I'm doing? So I'm going to give you my plan, why I think you should be doing something similar to what I'm doing, but at your own process, your own thing. Something that's definitely going to benefit you personally, and you know how to set up your business. Now, no one wants to be a company driver their whole life. I mean, if you do, it is what it is. This video isn't for you. But if you want to move up in trucking, and you want to do it the best, least risky possible way, stay tuned. Alright, so my suggestion, now I'm putting a lot of videos together into this video as well, just like I did my last video and my previous video, putting a lot of stuff that I've already talked about together to show you guys that there's a reason why I'm taking these tiny little topics and doing these topics, because it actually comes together in the grand scheme of things. I told you guys how to make money as a rookie driver. I told you guys why you should or should not get into trucking. So if we start at that level, why you should or should not get into trucking, that should give you a firm idea whether you can handle trucking. Because the majority of people don't stick around for 3 years in trucking. You know, what is it? 70% of people drop out of trucking altogether in 3 years with it. So you definitely want to know if you want to get into trucking. So you find out you want to get into trucking. Next step would be making money as a rookie driver. Okay, so you're in school. Now how the fuck do you make money as a rookie driver? You want to not get into debt. You don't want huge payments and shit to pay back your tuition. You don't want a car note and shit like that. Or something back home that has a huge overhead cost because you're going to be going over the road. Now that video is another one. Great for a rookie driver to start off. Then I made a video. I'm going to butcher probably what it's called. Fuck. I don't remember. Okay, I'm going to guess. Something similar to something like how to God, I wish I had it offhand. I should have I should have looked that up. I didn't think that I was going to make this video right now. It just comes on the top of my head. But I made a video discussing the steps in trucking. and why I suggest you guys to bypass leasing. And I made this video a month and a half ago, something like that, because mainly because I started to see a lot of people talking about being an owner-operator. And I know about the owner-operator business since I started trucking, right? I did relentless research on it, and I told myself I would never lease a vehicle. I mean, I told myself 10 years ago I would never lease a car, because it doesn't make sense to make the payment for somebody else. You're renting it. Why am I renting a truck for the same price as probably the truck? It makes no sense. And you don't get the keys after? Now, yeah, there's lease purchase programs and shit like that. And we can dive into all this because I don't remember the name of that video, so you can't just look it up. And I don't have time to put the shit in the link in the description. But holy fuck, look at that helicopter. Sorry, that shit mesmerized me because they're clearly looking down on the highway. Wow. Wow, that's actually pretty epic because it has a video camera pointing down too. Alright, let's dive back into this. So, the lease purchase program and the lease for leasing a truck, I don't suggest for anybody. There's a lot of risk involved. You're paying for the company's vehicle, the whole nine. Can you make money? Sure. Is there a lot of risk? Yes. And if you do want to go that route, I'm not going to try to turn your way, I guess, other than giving you some logic. You know what I mean? And in that video, I said that what I do right now is what I suggest. You know, you put it your year and a half into OTR for a starter company. You get your tuition reimbursed. You make as much CPM and as much money as possible during this period with the least amount of overhead. And then you switch up to a company like a small fleet company, which will pay you even higher CPM. It can probably get you home every week, and it can be a better lifestyle for you, and you can make a lot more money. So now you're upping the game to the next level. You're making your $1,500 to $2,000 paychecks now. And when you get to that level, after just a year and a half or whatever, that's what I did, a year and a half, and then I switched on to this type of work, the fleet. Obviously, find yourself a good fleet, something in your area. You don't have to travel far to get there and back, and you get home every week, etc. There's tons of them out there. So you find this company, you work for it for as long as it takes to give you enough money, and I'm telling you, when I'm saying this, exactly what I'm planning on doing. But I'm telling you to do it because I'm talking to you. Save up enough money to where you're okay with your business, right? So you want your business, you want to buy a truck. You want to buy a brand new truck? Because it's going to take you a few years. You know what I mean? It's going to take you a few years to save up, even at that wage. And if you're still getting raises every 6 months, it's what it is. But you're not going to have risk. You're not paying for the truck. You're not paying for the fuel. You're not paying for the insurance. You're not paying for anything. You're not paying for your tag, your LLC. You're not paying to get your authority. None of that. Now, save up enough money, and for me, my plan is to save up $60,000. $60,000. Now, in my business model, or rather my overhead costs every week, I want to save at least $1,000 every week. And that's easy for me. I can easily do this. Easily. There's no reason for me to spend $500 to $1,000 a week. There's no reason for it. So I'm not spending that kind of money. I'm spending little. My apartment cost me $350 because I got a roommate, and I did this on purpose because I'm not paying for a full apartment if I'm over the road, and I'm pretty much over the road / regional, whatever you want to call it, but I'm home every week. So I get to value my day off every week at home. I spend $350 a week on that. I spend $200 a month, or $350 a month on that. $200 I'd say about $300 for my car. All the food, I'd say I spend about, I don't know. I really don't know, because I'm at such a good point where I don't have to calculate everything, right? I'm at a good point. I'm not like a fucking idiot. So I have low costs. I'd say I spend about $1,500 to $2,000 a month. Let's just say $2,000 a month. I spend on bills, food, fuel on my car. I don't know, maybe someone's birthday, like my niece, spent $100 here. Whatever, right? I'd say $2,000 a month, which is probably a lot more than I spend. And if I'm making at least $1,500 a week, well, look at this. 4 weeks, $1,500, that's $6,000 a month. If I'm making $6,000 a month and I'm spending $2,000 a month, that's $4,000 a month. Now, generally, because I'm watching my bank account here and there, I'm saving more than $4,000 a month. So, at $4,000 a month, you times that by 12 months, that's $48,000 a year I'm saving. If I saved for a year and a half, that's my $60,000. And that's what I want to save. I want to save $60,000. So a year and a half, I save my $60,000. I buy a $30,000 to $35,000 truck. Obviously, I'm going to inspect it and try to get the best deal as possible. I'm not going to just go out there and just, oh, I like this truck and buy it. I'm going to do a lot of research. I mean, I've already done all this shit, but I'm going to make sure this is the vehicle for me. I'm going to make sure there's no soot in anything. I'm going to go through the miles, make sure the oil is in decent condition, the engine's not overheating, whatever, right? I'm going to go through thorough and spend like a long time. I'll even test the oil and everything to make sure that's the good $35,000 vehicle and it's going to last me a while. Do everything it takes. So $35,000, let's say I spend. I want my own authority. I'm not signing on to a company to add another thing to pay for. Makes no sense to me. And to tell you when and when you can't run. Fuck that shit. And to, you only get 80% of the load. Fuck out of here. Why am I wasting 20% of my money? Makes no sense to me.
Turn left on Pine Grove Avenue.
I'm like really close to Canada and Michigan right now. So I got to make sure I don't cross the border because I'm not allowed to. Not with my company and not because of my ID. Anyways. So I'm going to get my own authority because I'm not signing on to a carrier. I'm going to run my shit. I'm going to do all my expenses, do all my shit. All right. That's going to cost me about $5,000 or so. To get everything that I would want with my authority. And this is included, decals on the sides, with my DOT numbers, all that shit, to all the tags, to all the permits, to my LLC, to everything, right? I expect to spend about $5,000. So we're already at $40,000. I want to spend money, probably $5,000 to $10,000 on a nice trailer. Nice dry van trailer. Spend that money, boom. Let's say I spend $10,000. I'm up at $50,000 now in my expenses and what I chose to spend on a business. $50,000. Then it's going to take you 30 to 45 days, sometimes up to 60 days to first get paid. You don't get paid right away. The brokers pay you in 30 days, 45 days, 60 days, something like that, right? And you're going to need money for all your fuel. You're going to need money for all your insurance. You're going to need money for all this shit. Insurance, I'm including in my, you put $1,500 or $2,000 down on insurance. That's part of the authority process, in my opinion, in what you would spend money on. So that's part of that $5,000. So, so that's about $50K for everything that I would need. After taxes, after everything, and everything's set, and I'm ready to run. $50K. You want to save at least $10K for your business, just in case shit happens. I would even suggest going as far as $20K, but we will see. I'm gonna make sure I have some money. You know, it might be $70K that I'm saving up here. I'm not just gonna rush and buy a truck once that I see a number that says $60K. But this is my plan. So yeah, I'm not gonna be running my own business for an extra year and a half because I chose to do this route. Well, I'm still making good money, $15K or $1,500 to $2,000 a week, and I'm running hard right now, and I have no risk. So why would I risk maybe making a little bit more? Makes no sense to me. And then you got to constantly pay for maintenance, upkeep on the equipment. Makes no sense to me. Now, the difference between lease is that you have the truck note, right? And it's hefty. Truck note, insurance, all of these expenses, fuel, you're not getting paid as much, 80% of the load or 70%. I've seen as far down as fucking 50%. So you're not getting paid as much, and you're spending a lot of money, and you're adding a lot of risk to your business. Now, me, if I pay everything, I don't have no fucking truck note, I have low expenses at home, and if I'm making $6K a week and I'm spending less than $2K a week, now all of a sudden I'm making $4K a week profit a week profit instead of a month. And that takes care of all my odds and ends for the most part. Obviously trucks break down, all of a sudden you're hit with a $2,000 bill, shit like that, obviously, but I'll be able to afford it because I'm not worried about a $600 or $1,000 truck note every fucking week. I'm not worried about it. So the point is, less risk. If you're becoming an owner-operator, I suggest getting your authority. Don't lease onto a fucking truck. Don't lease a truck. Don't sign onto a company. None of that. Skip all that shit. Put your fucking work in. Everyone wants to be a millionaire, but no one wants to get their hands dirty. No one wants to take an extra year and a half. So I'm taking an extra year and a fucking half. And that's what I chose to do because, you know what? Still making really good money. No risk. It's fucking great. And I don't mean no risk. If you're driving out here, you could fuck up equipment, you can get in an accident, you can lose your life. There's a lot of risk just in trucking. But you don't have that fucking all this cost just to make a little bit more money. And it's potentially a little bit more money. And you're left with all this risk. You turn in the keys afterwards. You're not able to resell the vehicle. You're not able to do anything that you want to do. Now, my own truck, my own trailer, my own authority, less than a year and a half now because I've already started saving. I already got a good chunk of money saved. So it's not going to be a year and a half now, but at some point I'm going to have enough money to make this happen. And this is what I suggest you guys to think about. I see all these lease operators. I hate calling them owner operators. If you don't have your own authority and you're signed on to another company, I'm sorry, in my eyes, you're not a real owner. You're kind of like spending the money like an idiot. You're spending money towards the company. You're saving them a bill. That's how I look at it. Now, of course, it's obviously more complicated than that. But that's my plan. I'll have no overhead charge. I'll have no truck note. My insurance is going to be it. Insurance and fuel. Insurance and fuel. Maintenance on the vehicle. Insurance and fuel. No truck note. No renting trailers. I got my shit. And nobody's telling me how to run my shit. No one's giving me a red light or green light, whether I can go or not. No one's telling me I need to get a fucking inspection every month or whatever. Which I did see recently on the Trucker Brown shit. That he signed on to a company. He's paying the truck note. He's paying everything. He thinks he's some owner-operator because he gets to pick his loads and you get to have a little bit more freedom. But you're still signed on to this company, and they tell you whether you can go or not. They tell you whether you can go home or not. You have to put in, hey, I'm going to go home this day. I'm going to take this load and go home. Is that okay? I ain't doing none of that. Shit, I'm going to get a load to go here, go there, go there, go there. I know where the good freight's going. I don't need to fucking practice and shit. I know where the freight is. I study those load boards. Every day, this is my mind. Every day I'm staring at those load boards. All different types of load boards. I know that there's $3,000 loads out there that they can do in one day. I know that. Dry van. You don't have to do specialized freight or hazmat. Just get my dry van trailer, get my truck, get my authority, go through all the fucking loops, start my shit. After a few months, guaranteed money, less risk, baby. And I don't have to bitch when my fucking truck gets broken down because I probably will still. But the point is, I'll have much more freedom, less risk, much more money. Like, everything makes sense, right? Lease operator? Fuck out of here. You're doing the company's business. You're paying for their truck. And guess what? You miss a fucking payment, they take it from you. They take that fucking truck from you. They take that trailer for sure, because you're just renting it. Renting a trailer makes no sense to me. Just get your own. It's only like $8,000, you know? $8,000 for a good, used trailer. What the fuck are you waiting for? Save that money. Save that money. Don't jump in. Again, I'm going to reiterate this. Everyone wants to be a millionaire. No one wants to get their hands dirty. A year and a half, guys. A year and a half. You can't wait a year and a half to never really have to worry about money again. Now, I'm making it sound like sunshine and rainbows and shit. But compared to the other options, it is. Alright, hope you guys get something out of this. I'm telling you my plan. So I'm giving you inside information. Other truckers on YouTube, you gotta go to my Patreon and you gotta pay me for this information. Nah, no ads on my channel. No Patreon. None of that shit. I'm making money. I don't need your money. I'm here to help you. And I'm sure there's going to be some old heads, some fucking old school fucking trucker seeing my shit and being like, that's an idiot thing. You're not ready for that. Really? I think I'm smarter than you. In fact, I think I'm smarter than 99% of truckers out there. I'm doing it the right way. I don't see anybody doing it the way I do it. Do it smart. Do it smart. You guys just want to rush in and fucking waste all your money and fucking get into debt. That's what you guys like to do. Get business credit and shit. Fuck credit. Don't go the credit route. Make money. Dude, I'd rather make $400,000 a year than make $200,000 a year and up my credit. Come on. What's that credit gonna do? If you're making money, you don't need credit. You don't need a fucking cosigner or nothing like that. Cash. Fuck. That's how I like to run my shit. Get everybody out of it. Cash. If you want to get your debit card or credit card on it, whatever. But me, I'm paying cash for my truck. Cash. I'm gonna come in with a fucking briefcase like a fucking mafia motherfucker. That's what it is. And this is not something that I'm spur of the moment coming up with. This is a plan that I've thought of years ago when I first got into trucking. Once I saw somebody get a paycheck of like $1,500 in one day, or whatever it was. And I was like, $1,500 a day? I don't get $1,500 a fucking month. That was my mindset before I got into trucking. Now, I couldn't imagine making less than $6,000 a month. I couldn't imagine. So you just do your baby steps, and you'll make it to that sunshine. If you guys have any questions, let me know. It's Opex. I'm out. Stay tuned for more content.